You are the type of owner who genuinely cares. You show up for every walk, every training session, every moment your dog needs you. And yet something still feels off. Your dog is tense, distracted, or completely checked out, and you cannot figure out why. Here is the part nobody tells you: the problem is not the leash, not the treats, not the commands. It is the invisible tension your own body is broadcasting, and your dog is reading every single signal. Most dog owners focus on what they say to their dog, the commands, the tone, the timing. But your dog is not primarily a verbal creature. It is a body language reader. It scans your posture, your eye contact, your approach angle, and your spatial positioning before you ever open your mouth. And if those signals say threat, no amount of cheerful praise is going to override that message. Let us start with something that might completely change the way you think about your next walk. When you walk directly toward your dog, face forward, eyes locked on, shoulders squared, you are doing something that feels completely normal to you. You are just approaching your dog. But from your dog's perspective, that is not what is happening at all. A direct, head-on approach is one of the most confrontational signals in canine social language. It is how dogs signal dominance, challenge, or threat. And if your dog is already in a high arousal state, already nervous or reactive, that approach is adding fuel to a fire you did not know you were starting. Here is the contrast that makes this real. Picture two scenarios. In the first, you walk straight at your dog, eyes forward, chest open, moving in a straight line. Your dog stiffens. The tail goes rigid. The breathing gets shallow. Maybe it backs up or starts scanning the environment for an exit. In the second scenario, you curve your path slightly, angle your shoulder away, drop your gaze just below its eye line, and approach from the side rather than the front. Your dog exhales. The tension drains from its posture. It actually moves toward you instead of bracing against you. Same dog, same owner, completely different outcome. The only variable was the geometry of how you moved. This is the core idea behind lateral dynamics, and it comes directly from how dogs naturally navigate their social world. When two dogs meet for the first time and neither one wants conflict, they do not walk up to each other in a straight line. They arc, they curve, they sniff in a wide, looping path that lets each animal process the other gradually, without triggering a defensive response. It is built into their biology. It is their version of a handshake, done at a pace and angle that keeps everyone feeling safe. When you understand that, you realize that your straight-line approach, the one that feels totally natural to you, is actually skipping every social grace that your dog is wired to expect. You are walking up to your dog, the way a stranger would charge into someone's personal space without warning. Even if your intentions are completely kind, the delivery is sending the wrong message. So what does lateral movement actually look like in practice? It means approaching on a curve. Instead of walking directly at your dog, you walk in a slight arc so that your shoulder leads, not your chest. You are presenting your side to the dog, not your front. This single adjustment communicates something powerful in canine body language. It says, I am not here to challenge you. I am not rushing this. We can share this space without a confrontation. Pair that with soft eye contact. Not a hard stare, not the focused, unblinking gaze you might use when giving a command. A soft, peripheral glance that looks near your dog without drilling into its eyes. Direct, sustained eye contact is another high-pressure signal. It is the kind of look that raises stakes in a social interaction. Dropping that intensity, even slightly, gives your dog room to breathe. And then there is side-by-side movement. This is where the real magic happens, and it is one of the most underused tools in everyday dog handling. Instead of positioning yourself in front of your dog, guiding it from a lead position, try moving alongside it. Walk parallel. Let the two of you face the same direction, moving toward the same thing, rather than you pulling it forward or it pulling you along. Side-by-side movement reframes the entire dynamic of the walk. You stop being the source of pressure and start being a companion. Your dog is not following you out of compliance. It is moving with you out of comfort. That is a fundamentally different relationship, and your dog knows the difference even if you are just learning to name it. Here is why this matters beyond just calming a tense walk. Every interaction you have with your dog is either building trust or spending it. When you approach in a way that triggers a stress response, you are not just creating a tense moment. You are reinforcing a pattern. Your dog starts to associate your approach with that tight, braced feeling. Over time, it anticipates the tension before you even arrive. The walk becomes something it endures rather than enjoys. But when you approach with a curve, when you soften your gaze and slide into side-by-side movement, you are doing something completely different. You are telling your dog, in its own language, that you are safe, that your presence means ease, not pressure, and that message accumulates. Every low-pressure approach, every soft eye, every parallel stride deposits something into the trust account you are building with this animal. This is how foundation-level trust is actually built. Not through obedience drills alone, not through treats or correction, through the quiet, consistent message that your body sends before any word is ever spoken. And here is something worth sitting with. When your dog is not braced for the next tense moment, when it is not scanning for threats or calculating its exit options, it can actually learn. Its nervous system is not flooded with stress hormones. It is open, receptive. That is the state where real training takes hold. So everything you are trying to teach your dog, the recall, the loose leash walking, the calm greetings, all of it becomes dramatically more accessible when the foundation is trust rather than compliance. The lateral approach is not a trick. It is not a workaround. It is you learning to speak your dog's first language before you ask it to learn yours. And once you start moving this way, you will notice a shift not just in your dog, but in yourself. You will stop approaching with urgency. You will stop projecting the tightly coiled need for your dog to get it right. You will move more slowly, more fluidly, and your dog will respond to that version of you with something you have probably been chasing this whole time: genuine, relaxed attention. If this shifted something for you, the next step is simple. Go try it on your very next walk. Curve your approach, soften your gaze, walk beside your dog instead of ahead of it, and just notice what changes. You do not need to overhaul anything. One small adjustment in how your body moves can open a completely different conversation with your dog. And if you want more of this kind of thing, the next video is already waiting for you. Thanks for watching. If you loved this video, scan the QR code on the screen right now to subscribe and join the Pawsome Life family. Give your dog a belly rub for us, and we will see you in the next video.